the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
Hello, everyone. This is China Chicken, and I wanted to do a box score breakdown of the Buffalo Bills game versus the Kansas City Chiefs of Week 11 of the NFL season. As you can see, the Chiefs, they were 9-0. They dropped to 9-1 after losing to the Buffalo Bills 30-21. And the Buffalo Bills increased their record to 9-2, and they're 5-0 at home. So if we look at the box score, we'll start with Kansas City passing. We got Patrick Mahomes, obviously. He went 23 of 33 for 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he had 2 sacks, and his quarterback rating was a 90. So he had a pretty good game overall. He did have those 2 interceptions, which dropped his stats quite a bit, but pretty good game for Mahomes. He was efficient when he needed to be, but didn't get the win. So we go over the Bills passing stats. Josh Allen went 27 of 40, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 0 sacks, and an 83.5 quarterback rating. So you can see his stats were a little bit lower than Mahomes, at least with touchdowns. But he took 0 sacks. He did have 1 interception, but that's all right. And his quarterback rating was a little bit lower than Mahomes even, but they ended up winning. And we'll see some of those touchdowns in the rushing stats. Kansas City Chiefs rushing. Kareem Hunt, he did majority of the work. 14 for 60, 4.3 yards per carry. That's a pretty good game by average run. 4.3 yards per carry is pretty good. Didn't have any touchdowns, though, rushing. So if you look over on Buffalo Bills' side, Josh Allen, he ran the most. He had 12 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown on 4.6 yards per carry. He had that, obviously, the long 26-yard touchdown at the end that sealed the game. James Cook didn't have his best game in terms of yardage. He went 9 of 20, but he did have 2 touchdowns, which were huge, obviously. In the score of the game. Only 2.2 yards per carry. Ty Johnson ran it a few times as well, and Ray Davis as well. And it didn't get too many yards, but again, they got the touchdowns with rushing, so that's very interesting. Kansas City receiving, Xavier Worthy led the way with 4 catches for 61 yards and 1 touchdown, along of 31 yards on 5 targets. I believe all 4 of those catches, maybe 3 out of the 4, were in one drive early in the game in the first quarter. So he didn't really do too much in the second half after that. DeAndre Hopkins, expected more out of him. He only had 3 catches for 29 yards on 4 targets. Justin Watson, 2 for 26. You can see, not much going on here. Xavier Worthy did have a touchdown, and Noah Gray had 2 touchdowns, as you can see, but yeah, yardage, not really there. Buffalo Bills side, Khalil Shakir, he had 8 catches for 70 yards. Very efficient day for him. Khalil Shakir, he always gets 7 to 10 catches every game. Rarely gets 100 yards. He's always right around, 60 to 80 yards, something like that. But he had 8 catches on 12 targets. Curtis Samuel had another good game. 2 in a row for him, 5 for 58 yards, a touchdown on 6 targets. So definitely his best game. I think he was the most efficient wide receiver for the Bills as well. Amari Cooper, 2 catches. These were both early in the game. 2 catches for 55 yards on 3 targets. Dawson Knox, 4 catches for 40 yards. Great game for him, too, on 6 targets. Matt Collins, 2 for 27 on 2 targets. And, interesting. James Cook you can see they tried a bunch of screens. He had 5 catches for only 7 yards. That's kind of crazy. And that's about it for receiving stats. No fumbles in the game for either team, so that's good. Kansas City defense, let's see if anything sticks out here. They had a couple guys with 8 tackles. A tackle for loss for Chamari Connor. Pass, defend, quarterback hit. So he had a pretty good game, that Connor guy. Don't really know who he is, honestly. Chris Jones, he was held in check. He only had 4 or 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, no sacks though, so we'll take that. Anything else? Not too much, honestly. After those guys, Buffalo Bills side, Terrell Bernard had a hell of a game. He had 8 tackles. He had a sack. He had tackle for loss, which is the sack, and pass defend, and also a quarterback hit, which is the sack, I believe. Teron Johnson had 6 tackles. Taylor Rapp also had 6 tackles, pass defended. Yeah, so great game for Buffalo Bills there. They had 2 sacks. Yeah, Terrell Bernard had 1. Von Miller had the other one down below here. So good game for the Bills on defense. They really, they only scored 21 points. It was 3 touchdowns, but we'll take it. Chamari Connor had the interception on Josh Allen, returned that 29 yards. Buffalo Bills interceptions, we had Taylor Rapp, which was the first play of the game for Patrick Mahomes, his first throw. And then Terrell Bernard had an interception as well, and that was Patrick Mahomes' last pass of the game. It was the last play of the game. So that was interesting. A couple of returns, but we're not going to really get into that. So yeah, thanks for watching my Buffalo Bills Kansas City Chiefs box score breakdown. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do any other box score breakdowns of any other games. Leave a like and subscribe. Again, this is China Chicken, and have a great day.